Here come, this clip is with a couple of, well, at least one protester who told them what they were going to do before they went in, and they got kicked out within the first 5 minutes. But if you want to notice, most of the protesters that you're seeing, and yeah, there are a lot of black and Hispanic protesters and Islamic protesters, but there's quite a few white protesters as well, and here's one of them.
Yeah, we gathered with some protesters just before. Just before they went in. They had a plan. They were going to stick together. That plan has come to fruition, and they were immediately ejected just about 5 minutes into the event. I want to bring in Brian Harrington, who is the organizer behind this action. What brought you here today? What are you hoping to accomplish?
So we were hoping to accomplish. Pretty simply, we wanted to put forward that as white people that we are here to support our friends of color, that we're not okay with racism, we're not okay with fascism, we're not okay with othering people. Our chant was no Trump, no KKK, no fascist USA. The kind of racism that they spew in there feeds violence throughout our society, including the police. And
how were you treated when you were ejected?
Actually very well by the security staff. It was incredibly professional. I really actually pleased with what happened. It was a very smooth process. They escorted us out. They were incredibly friendly. We shook hands. They just said, hey, make sure you don't come back in. And that was very thorough. They wanted everybody to have the chance to speak.
I want to bring in one other individual here. I didn't catch your name when you came over.
Hi, my name's Jeff Lake.
Jeff Lake, you had a rougher experience on the way out the door. This is another protester. Can you tell us what happened?
Yes, I was with the group, and officers and the security guards came up and they said, oh, we're going to have to ask you to leave. And I'm like, okay, we're not here to cause any trouble. Well, so they had about 4 security guards with us, about 1 or 2 in front of me, 1 or 2 in back. And I had my cell phone out and I was filming everything as we're leaving. And one of the Trump supporters came in front of me and he put his sign directly in front of my face, in front of my camera. So I stepped aside and got a clear shot and kept filming as we're walking out. So he came up behind me, beside me, and he put his foot right in front of me, stepped on my foot, and he punched me in the ribs as he shoved me forward, causing me, I almost fell. I turned around, I started shouting at him, don't touch me, leave me alone. And luckily there was a security guard directly behind me that caught everything, and they allowed us to leave peacefully.
So Jeff, you got a punch in the ribs. Brian, you guys got thrown out in about 5 minutes. Was it worth it coming out here today?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I would have done it over again. This was a thing we needed to do. I don't think sitting at home on your being active on social media is great, but going out and doing stuff really matters.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So Francis, that is group 1 that got tossed out. We were hearing from our colleague inside, Kerry Sanders, that a second group has also been ejected. We'll be tracking this throughout the event, and we'll keep you updated.
Yeah, really.
Okay, so for all of you people, and my people included, black people, not every white person is a racist, okay? There are, and I want to say that the majority of the white people in this country are not racist, but you have a small percentage that get all of the video time and camera time that, especially at these Trump rallies, yeah, it looks like there's a whole lot of people in there. That's about 20,000 people. And yeah, there are a lot of pockets of potential racist people around the country, but I'm sorry, I've traveled the country a lot in the past 30 years, and I'm willing to say on the record that the majority of the people, black, white, Hispanic, etc., in this country are decent people, but you get some nuts out there and fanatics and guys that are all the way to the left and all the way to the right that happen to be able to get on TV, and they basically will skew people's opinions about the individual groups. But again, these were 2 white guys that were protesting Donald Trump, and as far as I'm concerned, they're basically just regular people voicing their opinion.